In this video, we are going to be doing quite a big mixed hunt. Basically, the story behind this hunt is that my main bank that I've been picking up boxes from for over a year told me I couldn't order boxes anymore, so one day I just went to a bunch of banks and asked them for the rolls, and these are the rolls that I got. But don't worry, I did just recently get a new bank that I can order boxes from, so the box hunts will be back, don't worry. So basically, right here first, we're going to start with the pennies, which we have 23 rolls. And then 8 rolls of nickels, and then 6 rolls of dimes, 10 rolls of quarters, and we'll finish it off with 20 rolls of halves. So we'll just go in denomination order. So we'll start the hunt with the pennies first, and I'll bring you in when we have our first find. Roll 5 of the pennies, just open the roll, and we are going to have our first wheat cent, just a few coins in. And it looks like it's in pretty good shape, so it's probably going to be from the 50s. Oh my gosh! That's a 1939S, and this is in great condition. This might upgrade my personal collection, honestly, and my personal collection is pretty good. Wish this was for the Penny Hunt and Fill album series, because we definitely don't have a 39S, and this one's in great shape, but that might be an upgrade to my personal album. We'll have to see, but either way, 1939S in that good a condition, that is an amazing find. Roll number 8, and we have another find, but unfortunately this was like a roll of just really cruddy, corroded pennies, unfortunately. But amongst all of these gross pennies, we did get a 1981 Canadian. Almost done with the penny rolls, just opened another roll. A lot of these bank rolls for some reason have had no copper in them whatsoever, so it's kind of hard to get finds, but we do have the second Canadian penny of this hunt, and it is a 1999. Alright, that was it for the pennies. Pretty slow hunt overall, but we did just get a few estimates, 09s, a couple Canadians, and still can't believe we found that nice 1939S. Even though it was 1 wheat cent, still was a really good one. So that was it for the pennies. I'll do a full wrap up on everything once I finish all the denominations. So I'll move on to the next denomination next, which will be the nickels, and we have 8 rolls. Hopefully we can get some good finds. Second roll of nickels, and we have one from the 40s, and it is 1941 out of Philly. Roll 5 of the nickels, and we have our second older one, and it is another 1941 Philly. Last roll of the nickels had one more find, and it is from the 50s, 1956 out of Philly. For nickels, we didn't do too bad. We got 2 41 Phillies and a 56 Philly. For 8 rolls, it's not too bad. Now we'll move on to the dimes, and there's a good chance we won't get any finds in those. Same with the quarters, so I'm not going to bring you into the wrap-up if I finish either one of them. So if I'm back with $half, you know that there is no finds in either of these. Either way, you never know till you look, so let's start the hunt on the dimes. There were no finds in the quarters or the dimes, other than I did pull out my first 2022 Denver dime, which is pretty cool. But we are on roll number 8 of the halves, and we have our first find, which is an NIFC, a 2008 Denver. All the rolls have been hunted, so let's go over the finds. The majority of the finds were in the pennies. We ended up with 7 estimates, 5 2009s, a couple of Canadians from 1981 and 1999, and the best find of the hunt, this pretty nice 1939S wheat cent. That is an amazing find. Then for the nickels, we got 1 estimate, then a few older Jeffersons, which were 2 1941 Phillies and a 1956. It's also from Philly. The dimes and the quarters, no really real finds, but I did get my first 2022 dime, which was pretty cool to see. And then for the halves, 1 find as well, just a 2008D and IFC. But overall, we got some good finds, and this was a pretty good mixed hunt.